put her out there on the water and
restraining order.
and come on, man, things still working on it.
Yeah. Strange stuff.
I wrote I was going to start a series called Ibañez.
But if it doesn't work, I can
And I did a little test
You start at 3.
to get see if I can subtract it. And I am naked about the virus.
Wait for LV or just go ahead?
Go ahead, it's 3 o'clock.
No, we live in this
Virus.
Writers group. And I'll let you do your introduction. We're going to be followed by Tom, who was one of our first visitors when we came back from Arizona, and Arthur, who I met at the library, my favorite place.
My name is Sonja McGiboney, and I'm I guess a newbie author. I've started writing in 2016, but really I started trying to market my stuff in the last 2 years. Of course everything crashed because of COVID. I met her through the Chesapeake Bay Writers. This is the first time we've met in person. And we both kind of just dove into job assignments there. I've become the new membership chair. And I just want to let you know that membership in the club is, well, you get your picture and links to your websites on their a link to your website or Facebook page or whatever on their website. They have a bookstore where you can promote your book. They have meetings where they have people come and discuss things with you. Like our September 15th luncheon has Connie LaPello, and one of her books, Dark Enough to See the Stars, is going to become a movie. She's going to talk about that process of her book becoming a movie. And they have contests, and it's just a really good organization, I think. And it's good to be with other writers. But it's the Chesapeake Bay Writers. If you want to learn more about it, just look it up online. Our talk today is about places and how they've influenced your writing. Well, I started writing with this little book, Growing Up Jazzy, which really was just a present for my grandnieces. It was just pictures of my dog in her first year, from puppyhood to first year. And then I wrote a little poem to go with it, and I sent it to them. And they're like, "Do you have another one?" So I did ABCs, and then I just kept writing them. And then I wanted to sell them in my town, and I went into the museum. But I wrote that book when we lived in New York County, and we were looking for, my husband had retired from the military, and we were looking for our final resting place. And the more and more we looked around, the more and more I loved small town America. And so we found a house in Smithfield and moved in. And I got involved with the art scene there because I am a photographer. And I was in the gallery volunteering, and it's like, "Oh, can I put a book on the shelf here? It's art, you know." She's like, "No, only if it's about Smithfield." Oh, okay. But just a little bit more about my photography before I move into that is when I travel, I always take the back roads. I love going through small towns. Coming up to Kilmarnock here is just beautiful. I just love it. And I wanted to stop and take pictures because I would have my camera in the car, but I might be letting everyone on. I might just get stuck and stop, lose track of time. So when I look at things, I always look at things in terms of backdrop. So when I see small towns, all I see are backdrops. Everywhere there's a backdrop. It's just so beautiful. You can't do it any better in Hollywood, And so when we moved to Smithfield, and I just started running around the town photographing my dog in town, I was like, "Oh man." And then when she said, "I can't put a book in the store unless it's about Smithfield," that gave me the idea of doing a book about Smithfield. So I just went to every one of the places where there's a brochure about things in town. I said, "Can I photograph my dog there?" And fortunately, they loved it. And so we went to all the different places. Of course, Smithfield hams had to be in the book. Smithfield is all about the hams. And, we did the museum. and you can look at these books later, we did some of the old houses, mine included. I live in the house that was built in 1760. It's the old colonial.
The one.
This one right here. It's an old colonial. And so it was really nice. It took about 6 months to put together though, because not everybody was able to get there when I wanted them to. And then something that I learned is that when you collaborate with other people, you have to listen to what they say about what you're writing. You know, so I had some paragraphs and somebody would come back and, no, you can't say that because we don't have that. We don't know. That's just hearsay and such. So, you know, I wrote it and I wrote it in a way where parents can just read the bottom to kids, middle schoolers can just read the top, and parents are also getting a bunch of postcards of the family just visited, you know. And I had an aunt who lives in Murfreesboro, North Carolina. Yay, Carolina. Yeah, North Carolina. And she was a part of the North Carolina Historical Association run by Gertrude Rebel, who was this 88-year-old woman who, and then, you know, COVID hit, and I got to thinking,